And from the Rockville campus of Montgomery College on Alcus Field, Montgomery College Television is proud to present the NJCAA Region 20 Soccer Tournament. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Brown, and we've got a great matchup today between the number 2 seed, the Hagerstown Hawks, and the number 3 seed, the homestanding Montgomery College Raptors, who we see right there in their uniforms. Raptors will be in the dark uniforms today, purple, black sort of uniform. The Hagerstown Hawks will be in white. And let's talk about who's going to be starting today for both teams. For Hagerstown, the starters are number 1, Rachel Hames, number 2, Alexis Linetti, number 3, Erica Thompson, number 5, Sophia Galvin, number 7, Ariel Crawford, number 10, Peyton Miller, number 11, True Benshoff, number 16, Braylon Wetzel, number 20, Brooklyn Berger, number 21, Amelia Beck-Schmeider, and in goal, number 32, Michaela Schindel. The starters for the Raptors today, number 5, Cyan Cabral, number 7, Kendra Wochin, number 9, Amelia Webb, number 10, Stephanie Barrios, number 11, Natalie Zambrano, number 14, Mary Earls, number 15, Emma Grace Massini, number 16, Emily Garcia Venegas, number 22, Alicia Flores, 24, Mina Oliver, and number 44, and in goal, Nadia Estrada. The head coach for the Raptors is Lisa Holzendorf. Her assistants are Dennis Shart, Christian Mejia, and Erica Klein. Head coach for Hagerstown is Clifton Williams. His assistants are Rachel Matlock and Matt Speaker. And we are all set to get underway here. This is the semifinal of the Region 20 tournament. The winner of this match will go on to play number 1 seed Hartford this week on the 5th with the region title at stake. And then the winner of the regions will go on to the districts, and that will also be here at Montgomery College on the 8th of November. So the finals will be here at Montgomery College on the 5th. And the finals of the region, and then the district championship will be played here on the 8th of November. So a lot of postseason soccer coming up. MC is also hosting the men's tournament, and we'll have that game later for you this afternoon. So meanwhile, we are underway. Again, the Raptors in purple and Hagerstown in white. Raptors are going to have their work cut out for them this afternoon. These two teams met earlier in the season, and back in September to be exact. Hagerstown won that one 6-4. So the Raptors looking for a little revenge here, and obviously an opportunity to play for the regional championship. So we are underway. Beautiful afternoon for soccer here at Alcus Field. A little bit of a breeze. It's a little chilly, but ideal for the players. Wind is not a big factor, and that's also very helpful when it comes to soccer. So, and here's Kendra Wochin. I'm sorry, that's Mina Oliver with a bit of a run. Mary Earls there, number 14. Looking at the stats for both teams as the Raptors try to keep it down there. That's Alicia Flores, number 22. Raptors got off to a bad start the first time these two teams played. as Hagerstown scored 2 quick goals to jump out in front. And, of course, that in soccer, that can be quite the demoralizing start. In that match, True Benzoff for Hagerstown, who is number 11 out there, she had 4 goals. For the Raptors, Kendra Wochin had 3. So, and those, no surprise, those 2 players are the leading scorers for their various teams. As a matter of fact, True Benzoff, who is number 11 out there for Hagerstown, she is the leading scorer in the country. The leading scorer in Division I women's soccer in the country with 40, you heard me correctly, 40 goals, which is pretty amazing in 15 contests. Hagerstown comes into this one with an 11-2-2 record overall. The Raptors come in with a record of 7-8-2. Hagerstown won the regular season Maryland JUCO Championship with a record of 8-2. The Raptors finished a couple of rungs behind them at 5-3-2. But this is the NJCAA D1 Region 20 tournament, so it's a smaller field because not every team in Maryland JUCO, of course, is a Division I program. You look at the stat sheet, Hagerstown with quite the advantage. Of course, that you throw all that out the window when it comes to the postseason. You start all over again with a fresh page. But for the regular season, Hagerstown with 67 goals, averaging 4.47. Here is Benzoff. And she goes down, and she is one of the taller players out there. She's only a freshman, which is kind of scary when you think about it. 40 goals, there she is, and she's only a freshman. That's pretty impressive. But for the season, Hagerstown was 67 goals. They averaged 4.47 a match on just 18.5 shots. They have an excellent shot percentage of .241. And a rather stingy goals against average of 1.95. So here's a penalty, and there's a kick. That was by Schmeider. There's a long one. No problem there for Estrada. There's Nadia Estrada. She comes in with a 2.25 goals against average. Now the Raptors stats, 39 goals on the season. There's a, and nothing doing there. Be a Raptors throw in. The Raptors with 39 goals on a season, averaging 2.29 goals per match on 17.6 shots, a shot percentage of .130, and a goals against average of 2.47. So if you look at the stats on paper, it certainly would favor Hagerstown, but again, none of that means a whole lot in the postseason. There's a good look at Erica Thompson. She has played some goalkeeper herself this year. Hagerstown with a very young team, majority freshmen. Raptors are a pretty even mix between freshmen and sophomores. Here's Kendra Wochin, leading scorer for the Raptors, and out comes Schindel, the keeper, to cover that one up. Keepers always wear a different color. Different color jersey. Beautiful afternoon here, not a cloud in the sky. Nice crowd. Beautiful day for soccer. Beautiful day for just about anything. Raptors have had trouble in the early going. We've called a number of matches this year, and they've had a problem with slow starts. And obviously the Raptors are going to try to keep the ball off the foot of True Benzoff. That was a little too close for comfort there, as number 21, Amelia Beck-Schmeider, almost headed that ball in. She's a freshman out of Hagerstown. Hagerstown roster not nearly as international as the Raptors. Here's Wochin, can't catch up to it. As we mentioned, head coach for Hagerstown is Clifton Williams. He took over the program in 2017. He's actually the very first head coach of a women's soccer team at Hagerstown. So they have just recently added the program. Raptors have a much longer history of women's soccer. There's free kick. Ooh. Thought for a second that Schindel might bobble that, which would not have been good for Hagerstown. There's Cabral, number 5. Amelia Webb, number 9. So the Raptors obviously have got to focus on True Benzoff, but she's not the only goal scorer on this Hagerstown team. Second on the team is Alexis Linetti, number 2. She's got 9 goals to go along with 6 assists. Very productive season. And then you have Amelia Beck-Schmeider with 7 goals and 5 assists. There's an offsides for the Raptors. And here's another, while we're throwing out impressive statistics for Hagerstown, True Benzoff has a buddy out there, and that is number 10, Peyton Miller. Peyton Miller has 18 assists this year. That is also number 1 in the country. And I would wager a majority of those assists went to True Benzoff. But Peyton Miller also has 4 goals and 2 game winners. So 2 really productive freshmen. Keep in mind, they're both freshmen. All right, so we get a free kick here. Good looking ball, dangerous, and Benzoff wins the race to the ball and just calmly knocks it in. So True Benzoff with an early goal. That's her 41st of the season. And she quickly puts Hagerstown up with 32 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the first half. It's a nice kick there by on the free kick by Erica Thompson, and then Benzoff just won the race to the ball, pure and simple. Checking in now for Hagerstown, number 19, Serenity Anderson. So the Raptors fall behind early, which is something they did not want to do. Good look at Kendra Wochin, Raptors leading scorer, the 8th leading scorer in the country, by the way. Throw in for the Raptors. Raptors ball. Here's Tad on the attack. Pretty good attack. Nice job there by the Raptors defense. Zambrano, probably the finest player on the Raptors team. She can do just about everything out there. One of the captains. Wochin wins the race, and down she goes, no call. Incidental contact. I think they both tripped over each other's feet. Yeah, looks like the Hagerstown player came out of it a little bit to the worse. She's limping a little bit. Cassini, one of the Raptor captains. Wochin from way outside the 18. So Wochin leads the Raptors in scoring with 14 goals. Second on the team is number 10, Stephanie Barrios. And she's got 9. And then Amelia Webb with 5. Those are the top 3 scorers for the Raptors. And there's a goal. Out from a very difficult angle, Kendra Wochin, with her 15th goal of the season, knocks this thing up 5-1-1. And so the 2 top scorers out there match each other. And Raptors needed that one. A tough angle for Wojcik. She bent it a little bit, and in it went into the right back corner. Uh-oh, look out. And there's Benzoff. Just like that. Benzoff gets behind the defense and just pounds it home.
Number 11 again, Sue Benzoff.
That's her second goal of the match, and we're only about 18 minutes in. So she quickly puts Hagerstown back up 2-1. Benzoff now with 42 goals on the season. Every time I look at that, I think it's a typo. So a lot of fireworks here in the early going. But it's a great pass to Benzoff. She got behind the defense and knew exactly what to do with it. Benzoff is a freshman out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. She also has 7 game winners to go along with her 42 goals. She leads the nation in goals, points, and shots. Number 1. And again, she's just a freshman.
Come on, girls, let's do one more.
Good look there at number 3, Erica Thompson. Mary Earls with the ball. Cabral. Mary Earls almost, that was a dangerous position to be in. She banged into number 10, Peyton Miller. But she's all right. Good look there at number 7, Ariel Crawford. Freshman out of Falling Waters, West Virginia. Ever been to Falling Waters? You got to make sure you go to see the Frank Lloyd Wright home there. It's just absolutely amazing. Beautiful setting too. One of his most famous homes. Raptors with the throw in. Cabral will do the honors. Good look at Cyan. Oh, there's a nice ball, but Zambrano there to take it away. Beautiful work there by Natalie Zambrano, one of the captains. Played on the El Salvadoran under-20 team this past off season. Did very well there. That's part of their national program. Cini with a nice run. She had the right idea, but didn't quite connect. Hagerstown on top, 2-1. Tell you what, if you're a fan of sports, and I guess you wouldn't be watching if you weren't, Montgomery College is basically championship central now for the next few weeks. They are hosting the Region 20 tournament for both volleyball and soccer, as well as the soccer district championship. And so while this match is going on, and of course we've got the men's Region 20 final coming up later on this afternoon, you're definitely going to want to hang around for that, because that's going to be a great one between Montgomery College and Hartford. But while soccer is going on, just about 100 yards to my left is the MC volleyball. MC is hosting the volleyball regionals. And so Montgomery College, obviously, as the host, is participating in that tournament. And there you can see they won their quarterfinal match today in straight sets over the Carroll Community College Lynx. And with that win, the Raptors now will advance to the semifinals tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. They will be taking on the winner of a match coming up in just about an hour or so between Hagerstown's volleyball team, and Potomac State. So the winner of that one will take on Montgomery College tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in the regional semifinals. The winner of that will then advance to the regional finals, and that match is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. So there's a lot going on at Montgomery College right now. And let me tell you, the athletic staff is stretched pretty thin with hosting all of these tournaments at the same time. There's Zambrano with a beautiful ball ahead to Barrios. Let's see what she does with it. And nice stop there by Schindel. Barrios didn't get too fancy with it, and Schindel was able to stop that. So soccer going on here, volleyball across the way. There's no soccer tomorrow, but there is volleyball. Again, Montgomery College will play at 11 o'clock in the semifinals. Montgomery College is the number 1 seed in the tournament. I'm sorry, the number 2 seed. The number 1 seed is Hartford. And that's a tough slide tackle. No call. Clean play by Erica Thompson on Kendra Wochin. I'm sorry, that was Mina Oliver, who took the hit there from Thompson. There's Wochin. Had the Raptors' lone goal so far. Nice ball, nobody there. Orsini runs it down. Good battle. Webb. So, Michaela Schindel has been very busy in goal. Raptors have had more opportunities. Hagerstown has really had just the two, but they converted on both. There's Zambrano. She's so good with the ball. Beautiful pass. Ahead to, and that's an offsides. But she has a way, she just has a knack of finding the holes. Got a collision there, no call. Oh, there's a pretty play. See what the Raptors do. Barrios right at her again. Raptors had something going there for a second. But Barrios stopped for the second time in just over a minute. Take another look. And the Raptors going to make a couple of substitutions. In comes number 2, Natalie Salvador. She has not been able to play much this season. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've seen her. Been out with a knee injury. You can see she's wearing a big brace. There's Wochin. Flores. Wochin. Gets it ahead to Oliver. Race is on. Oliver runs it down. Beautiful play to Wochin. Oh, nice defensive play there to take it off her foot. Excellent defensive play there. Raptors definitely had something going. Here comes Hagerstown. And knocked away there by Zambrano. And it'll be Raptors ball. Alexis Linetti, who is the second leading scorer on the team, had it taken away there by Zambrano. There's a good look. Throw in. Battle for the ball, and that's going to be a foul. Good look there at Kendra Wochin. Kendra is from Laurel, went to South Carroll High School. Look there at Nadia Estrada, Raptors keeper. Good kick. 13.5 minutes to go in the first half. Hagerstown on top on 2 goals by True Benzoff. Raptors' goal was scored by Kendra Wochin. Thene. And it'll be Raptors ball on the throw-in. Wochin. Turns, shoots. Nice stop by Schindel, who has been busy but very effective. There's a good look. Boy, she saved that. Wochin had something on that one. Another substitution for Hagerstown. Beautiful day. Not too hot. Very low humidity. This is ideal playing conditions. A breeze, but nothing that should interfere with play at all. There's Barrios, gets it to Wochin. There's the shot. Ooh, hits the post. Oh, almost a follow there by Salvador. Wochin again, keeping the pressure on. Gets it back out. They're going to reset. Webb. There's Barrios. Working. Salvador. And they get it out of there. Hagerstown gets it out. The Raptors putting on a nice bit of pressure there. And there you see it. Again, Wochin with a lot of speed behind that. We've got a terrific camera crew here today, as we always do. Terrific crew from start to finish for Montgomery College, but the camera work in soccer is so important and so difficult. There's Oliver, and again, Raptors getting lots of shots on goal, but so far have only converted 1. We approach 11 minutes to go in the first half. Been a very clean match so far, which we love to see. Webb, nice bit of work there. Flores. There's Barrios again. Has to wait to be on sides. There's the kick. Nothing doing. Coming up at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have the men's Region 20 championship game. The women's championship will be played on the 5th, Tuesday the 5th. Wochin. There's the shot, and it's good. Wow, Kendra Wochin put that one in the upper right-hand corner with authority. And that ties it up. Kendra Wojcik with her second goal of the game, her 16th. I'm sorry, make that her 17th of the season. And that ties it up. So the two top scorers came to play today. And that's kind of the way it was the last time these two teams played. Back in September, Benzoff had 4 goals, and Wojcik had the hat trick with 3. So they had opportunity after opportunity against Schindel, and that time Wojcik just put it where Schindel could not possibly get to it. Put it in the upper right-hand corner. Again, with a lot of authority.
Get back there. Let's go.
We're all tied up with just about 9 minutes to go in the half. Excellent match so far. There's Wojcik. She is battling it out with Erica Thompson. And they call a foul. And the foul's going to be on the Raptors. Look at number 5, Sophia Galvin. She's not going to take the kick. Ooh, quite a collision there. No call. Both players were going for it. Good look at Emmy Grace Massini, sophomore captain. Flores, Webb, battling. And Hagerstown's going to reset. Ball by Peyton Miller. Down there battling is Mary Earls for the Raptors. Mary's a sophomore, so she'll be graduating. Had a fine career here. Oliver. There's Oliver. As it taken away. And of course they're looking for Benzoff. Keeper comes out. Just over 5 minutes to go in the half. Well, with a pretty ball, but too far out in front. She was trying to find Stephanie Barrios, who's the Raptors' second leading scorer. Here's Wochin, another one. That was a hot one, but Schindel she bobbled it, but she kept it out of there. A lot of pace on that ball. Here's Wochin again. She's feeling it. Raptors very aggressive on offense today. 4 minutes to go in the half. Joined us late. Hagerstown took a quick 1-0 lead. Kendra Wochin tied it for the Raptors. Hagerstown went ahead on another Benzoff goal, but then Wochin tied it just a few moments later, and that's where we are at 2-2. Brano just so smooth with the ball. Either foot. There's always a purpose. She's on the back line today. Frankly, she could play just about anywhere. She's played a lot of midfield. There are some would love to see her on the front line. Battle for the ball. It'll be Hagerstown. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Bends off. Battles. Raptors are making sure she's got somebody on her at all times. Oh, nice move. Boy, she really managed to get something off there. Almost lost it twice, just kept battling, but ultimately had it blocked. She was definitely looking for that hat trick goal. Last minute now. Been an excellent match so far. Very entertaining.
$30 seconds remaining in the half.
And there's a foul in Hagerstown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies
And that is the end of the first half. And what a first half it was, as we are all tied up 2-2. Goals for Hagerstown are both by Benzoff, True Benzoff, and 2 goals by Kendra Wochin of the Raptors to tie it up. So after one half of play, we're all tied at 2 apiece. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with second half action after this.
Do you know what happens to elements under extreme pressure?
They transform, become something new.
Something formidable.
Are you keeping up?
It's not just physics.
It's a metaphor for the Raptors.
Yeah, we are made of something special. More than just a crest on our chest.
Under the spotlight, under the pressure, we come alive.
We're not just playing the game, we're redefining it. With every pass,
Every dribble,
Every set.
and every play. This is not just a game for us.
It's just who we are.
We raise Dallas as we raise the bar. So to anyone who thinks they're ready to challenge us,
bring it on.
We are the Raptors.
we're ready.
We ready.
Bring it on, we're ready.
One, two, three.
So you don't know what you're gonna do. So many options, but still confused. College degree is on your mind, but where to go, you can't decide. You never know if you never try. So what are you waiting for? It's time to make your move and make your dream dreams come true. Now is the time to start. No better place for you. So come and be a part of the family here at MC. Come and be a part of the family here at MC. Come and be a part of the family here at MC.
A generous philanthropic donation kicks off MC's first scholarships dedicated to support student athletes.
So our first support of MC students was through the ACES program, which is such a wonderful program. That's been a very rewarding first connection for us, but when it came time for this next gift, I sort of posed to the executive director of the foundation, where's the greatest need? It was a surprise not only to her, but to us that there was no dedicated scholarship for student athletes. So the ability to support athletes in a way that allows them to do this beautiful thing for the college, for themselves, for their health, all at the same time of getting a great education, and that really spoke a lot to us.
I honestly feel really grateful for this opportunity. I feel like it's really going to help out both women and men's soccer, and it's honestly like a really great feeling to like be gifted this scholarship.
For the athletics program, this donation is a game changer.
I am over the moon. This really means a lot to athletics, and it's so generous of them. It helps us with the ability to be able to recruit and give scholarships to international students. And we lost lots of students because they had to work and they couldn't afford to pay the tuition because the parents didn't qualify and so forth. Now we have the ability to say, oh, you don't have to work full-time. You can come on and you know, we'll give you a scholarship. We'll help pay for your books. We'll help pay for your tuition. And it's really helped because we're able to get more student athletes from MCPS as a result of that.
Come to a game. It'll change your thoughts. It's a wonderful place and a wonderful place to be an athlete.
If there's one word I could pick to describe ACES, I think it would honestly be like home. and just that feeling of home, and that the people in your home who support you, who love you through anything, and that's what ACES is to me.
ACES just helped my whole college career. If I didn't have them, I think I would be stuck in my first year, struggling through classes.
I would like to thank Ms. Gina. This last semester, she has done a wonderful job working with me hand by hand and helping me improve my public speaking skills. If it wasn't for her, I think that I wouldn't be standing here today with you guys.
Data science is much more broad. Our world is full, in fact, we're saturated with data. We're consumers, we're producers of data. A lot of people are now suddenly aware, maybe because of ChatGPT or any of these artificial intelligence pieces that are all surrounding our lives. Data science is hard to describe. Many people have tried to describe it, but basically, we're looking at ways to take in data by ingesting it, cleaning it, manipulating it, summarizing it, analyzing it, and modeling it, using different software, tools, technology to create insights that are meaningful to somebody who would need that information. Incorporating programming languages such as Python, RStudio, SQL, Tableau, any of these software that students are using right now. If a student puts it on their resume, they could get a bump up in any field, for example, journalism, public policy, healthcare, any sort of social justice where we need to talk about data. Any of these careers right now are using data. If you want to go into retail, you probably would like to be able to use data to improve your business. One thing that data science is really important for right now is this whole idea of critical thinking, critical reasoning, and understanding of data literacy. Students need to understand what machine learning is. They hear these terms. They want to know what artificial intelligence is. Some cars have artificial intelligence built into them, but what does that really mean? And that gets into data privacy, data ethics, algorithmic bias, all these things that right now we are infused in society. So the more that a student even just takes one data class, they can start to get a sense of how data is being used for and potentially even against them. For students who are interested in getting the Associate of Science in Data Science, they could get a Bachelor of Science in Information Science at University of Maryland. They could go the business analytics route and they could transfer to University of Maryland's Robert H. Smith School of Business for a Bachelor of Science in Operations Management and Business Analytics. Many students who are taking the certificate path, which is only 5 classes, typically already have an undergraduate or even a graduate degree, and either they're doing a career change using data science, or they're upskilling, meaning they're using data within the context of their domain of discipline that they're already in. Students who graduate with some sort of certificate or degree in data science right now have so many opportunities, especially in the Washington, D.C. area. Right now, the median salary for a data scientist is just under $100,000. So it's an incredible entry level to start off in. And the job growth for data scientists right now, I believe it's about 22.5% increase per year over the next 7 years. The majority of our faculty either have already been in the industry or are currently in the industry, so they can give the most current, updated information to our students as they're learning and evolving in their own data science fields. What we really need to understand is that data science actually could have a subtitle, which is social justice. That data science really could be used to improve a society in terms of access, who is represented, who is harmed, who is not included in the decision-making process. And I think that's one of the best things about data science.
And welcome back to Alcus Field on the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown joining you once again from the booth high above the field, where we have got quite the match going on here. Again, this is the NJCAA Division I Region 20 tournament. This is the semifinal match between the Montgomery College Raptors in purple and the Hagerstown Hawks in white. And we're all tied up at 2 apiece on 2 goals by Benshoff of Hagerstown and 2 goals by Kendra Wochin of Montgomery College. So it's really been quite an excellent match so far. So I'm joined by 2 players from the Montgomery College team who I'm sure would rather be out there on the field than sitting up here in the booth with me. But I am joined by Isabel Watson, who is immediately on my left here. And sitting next to Isabel is Mia Newman. Isabel, and I think we almost missed a goal there. So we're going to talk to the 2 players, but we're also going to keep an eye on what's going on out there. So anyway, to complete my introductions, Isabel is a sophomore defender, also one of the co-captains on the team. Isabel went to Gaithersburg High School, and Mia Newman is a freshman forward, and she went to Walter Johnson High School. So thank you both for joining us. All right, so the reason they're not playing right now, ordinarily they would be out there and playing, is that they're both still recovering from injuries. It's a long, hard season, isn't it?
It is, for sure.
So, Isabel, let's start with you. You're one of the co-captains of the team, so you've been here for 2 years. What's your experience been like here at Montgomery College?
I've had a great experience here. I joined very late last summer. I was out of high school. I was planning on not playing soccer anymore, but very last minute decision to come and try out, and I'm so glad I did. I've made so many friends, and I just knew I wasn't done playing soccer. So
no regrets that you decided to put the boots back on?
No regrets.
Excellent. And Mia, how about you? What you played at Walter Johnson, I assume?
Yeah, correct.
And what got you? What made you want to come to Montgomery College and play soccer?
It's kind of been a bumpy road for me. I kind of put the cleats down, I'd say, my junior year of high school, kind of when COVID was at its peak. So, I decided to try out and join the team pretty late this season, but honestly, I don't regret a thing because I've met new people and it's just such a good environment to be in, when everyone's happy and with their good friends. So it's definitely a good journey for sure. Mm-hmm.
So, Isabel, I know this is maybe a difficult question, but what's been one of the high points for you playing here at Montgomery College?
I think the highest point for me would I'd say just being able to play. I just love the game. I love being active and playing with all my teammates. I'm always excited for every game. So I think that's definitely my favorite aspect.
How about you, Mia?
I would definitely say the chemistry and the bond that the players have. Because when you have good chemistry with each other, it also shows on the field too. And we're just improving every single time. So I'd say that one is definitely it too.
And how do you like playing at this beautiful facility here at Montgomery College?
I love it. We're definitely a little spoiled. Like when we go to our away games, like we're really used to our nice turf field. So it can be hard to adjust at times when we play away. but we love the facilities here.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love the turf field, honestly. I couldn't ask for any more. This is just perfect.
Well, you get such a true roll with the ball, and as opposed to a grass surface, no matter how nice the grass surface is, it's just not the same, is it?
It definitely isn't. And especially the lights too, during nighttime, it's a vibe for sure.
Now, what do you think about this Hagerstown team? You guys played them earlier in the year. They got you 6-4. How did you, Isabel, starting with you, how do you think we played in the first half and against this Hagerstown team?
I think we've been doing well this first half. We're connecting well with each other. We're getting some good shots. I think we just need to make sure they get in the back of the net. But yeah, we've already had 2 great goals from Kendra and many shots from Stephanie. So I think if we keep it up, we could take this win.
And then laying in wait is Hartford.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Who you guys tied zip.
0-0. Yeah.
Right? No score.
Right.
And was that here or that was here?
That was here.
Right. Mia, did you get to play in that game?
I did not. I've been dealing with some injuries with my ankle and Achilles, so it was definitely a fun game to watch, even though I was dying to help out and stuff like that.
Well, Hartford has always been a big rival of Montgomery College.
Yeah.
It seems like, especially in soccer, that's really, and I think it's the same for the men, who are going to play Hartford coming up in just a couple hours, and we'll be here for that. So I would love nothing more than to see you guys play Hartford coming up on Tuesday for the championship. So, just any final thoughts? How's it been playing for Coach Holzendorf this year? I know this is her first season as a head coach. But she's been with the team in the past, so you probably knew her from prior years.
Yeah, so she was our assistant coach last year, so I think a lot of our sophomores, we already know her coaching style, so I think it was an easy transition into this year. But I think at the same time, she's still learning as a new coach, and we're all still adapting to playing under her, so but I think we've had a good season, and all of our coaching staff has been great.
And Mia, what's it been like for you making the transition from high school to college soccer? Big jump?
It's been a huge jump. It's a beautiful jump too, and I think there's just more to come too. And I'm really loving this journey with Coach Licia and all the girls too. So,
Thought we had something going here. We may still. Lotion. No, that was with the left foot. So, any final thoughts for either of you before I say goodbye?
I just think we've had a great season, and we're not ready for it to end. So, we'll be back for Tuesday.
Well, I hope so too.
I appreciate you always commentating.
Well, I love doing it, and even though I'm no longer here at the college full time, they still want to bring the old boy back. So
That's great.
I'm always happy to come back, and I think of all the sports that I've called over the years, I think I love soccer the most in terms of play-by-play. But we really appreciate you guys taking the time out to come and join us. And we hope to see you on Wednesday.
Yep.
Of
All
course.
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
I want to thank, once again, Isabella Watson and Mia Newman for joining me in the booth here. So, back to the action, folks. We didn't miss any goals. I was not about to let that happen, and I don't think Isabella and Mia would have either. So, Although I'm sure they would have, I would have loved to have seen a goal by MC here while you two guys were in the booth. That would have been a great reaction shot. So, anyway, thanks again, and we're back to action. We've got 35 minutes to go. We're tied, and both teams are have yet to score here in the second half. Good look there at number 10, Stephanie Barrios. It was a real pleasure to meet both those young women, and excellent representatives of the college. I love what they had to say about the MC soccer facility here. It is first class all the way. There's Barrios. And she's knocked off the ball, no call. So we're a little over 10 minutes into the second half. We're still knotted up at 2. Here's Earls, the center ball. Raptors maintain possession. Here's McSteeny. McSteeny has moved up to midfield. Here's Wochin, lofts one, a little too high. Raptors have been putting the pressure on this second half, but have yet to convert. Earls didn't get all of that one. And there is a good look at Michaela Schindel, who has had a very busy afternoon. Made some excellent stops. And there's a no foul called. No, take that back. Foul was called. As Emily Venegas got fouled, Amelia Webb will take the kick. There's Webb. Oh, nice looking ball to Barrios. She wins the race. There's the shot. Oh! That was her best effort of the day, but again, Schindel with an excellent stop. Here's Barrios. She got a lot on it, but Schindel there. Great replay. Excellent camera work on the goalkeeper. Here's Wochin. There's the shot. Little too high. The Raptors really the aggressor on offense. They had a nice attack there, just a little high. Meanwhile, we have yet to have a corner kick by either team today, which is very unusual. Here's Wochin again. Breaks away. There's the kick. Oh! She put one in like that in the first half from a difficult angle. That time couldn't get it to bend. And sure enough, we're going to have our first corner of the day. As soon as I said it, MC picks one up. Amelia Webb is going to do the honors. Let's see what the Raptors can come up with. There's the kick. Wochin with the header. What a beautiful kick by Amelia Webb and a header by Kendra Wochin. Wow. Wow, that's her third of the day. Let's take a look at it. Here's Webb. There's the kick. And Wochin. Oh, my goodness, that was beautiful. That's just like how you draw it up. So Wochin puts the Raptors on top. And that is her 17th goal of the season. Started the match with 14. And most importantly, that puts the Raptors up 3-2 with just over 30 minutes to go in the match. The Raptors came out very aggressive here in the second half, and they, in my opinion, that would be, they need to continue with this aggressiveness. There's Erica Thompson with the kick. Webb gets it out of there. So the winner of this match will advance to the regional finals this Tuesday against number 1 seed Hartford. And the fascinating part about that potential matchup is that if it is MC and Hartford, as we mentioned when we were talking to the two Raptor players, they played to a 0-0 tie earlier in the season. It's just one of the best rivalries, probably the premier rivalry on the East Coast, certainly of Maryland and all of Maryland JUCO. There's Flores. I'm sorry, that is Salvador. Natalie Salvador. So the first corner of the day becomes the third goal of the day for Montgomery College. There's a good look at number 22, Alicia Flores. Alicia's a freshman out of Springbrook. Raptors ball. Flores will throw it in again. Webb. And Earls, oh boy, that was a great idea by Webb, and Earls almost beat the keeper to it. If she had, she would have had an easy header for a goal. Not that any header is ever easy. Raptors dominating play here in the second half. First half was very even. Teams traded goals in the first half. Flores. Webb. Zambrano. Negus. Cassini. Raptors on top 3-2 on 3 goals by Kendra Lochin. Estrada, the keeper for the Raptors, has had a little breathing space here so far. We say so far because this Hagerstown team has lots of offensive weapons, led by True Benzoff, the leading scorer in the country. Nadia Estrada from Kennedy High School, a freshman. Talking to Coach Holzendorf about her, she said she just came in and just won the job, just took it. Barrios. Downfield to to Earls. Great idea. But Oliver couldn't control it. Don't forget, coming up at 4 o'clock on MCTV, we've got the men's regional championship game between the host Montgomery College Raptors and the visitors from Hartford. 2 really good teams. We're expecting a great match. Definitely the premier rivalry in Maryland JUCO in men's soccer. With apologies to Essex. CCBC Essex is certainly right at the top of the list as well. The MC men won the Maryland JUCO championship. Finished undefeated with 1 tie. There's Benzoff trying to.
Oh, come on!
And there's a foul.
Right there, too. Yeah.
Foul is on Isabella Ziegler. On Benzoff. And we'll see now what Hagerstown has cooked up. I'm not really sure. I cannot believe they thought that was their best option, but that's what they went with. The easy stop for Estrada. Brano gets it out of there. Great effort. There's a shot way off the mark by Peyton Miller. Been a very clean match. We have yet to have a card. Been a hard-fought match, an aggressive match, but a clean one, which we like to see. And a good look at Amelia Webb. Good ball. Look out. Here comes Wochin. Oh, she's tripped. He was clearly tripped. And a foul called on Brooklyn Berger. So Barrios, Stephanie Barrios, will take the kick. Stephanie is the second leading scorer on the Raptors with 9 goals, 2 game winners, and 6 assists. There's the kick. And it's dangerous. Wochin. Wochin maintains possession. And it's blocked. Kendra Wochin is just a sophomore. I'm sorry, just a freshman. Raptors have definitely dominated play here in the second half. Did a nice job maintaining possession, but then had it partially blocked and lost possession. Good play there by Venegas. Barrios to Wochin. She turns it. He's looking for Oliver. Oliver with great speed and strength battles for it. It's going to be a corner for the Raptors. So the first corner of the day for the Raptors resulted in their third goal. Let's see what the second corner does. And this time, looks like Barrios is going to take the kick. Hard to improve on what Amelia Webb did the last time. And see what the Raptors can come up with. Here's the kick. It's in. Oh boy, that was a dangerous one, but nothing doing. Zambrano. Oh boy, she had a great idea there to lead Oliver, but defender got in the way. Just over 17 minutes to go in the game. Raptors on top, 3-2. Plenty of time. But that clock continues to run. Erica Thompson, as she's done most of the day, will take the kick. There's Earls. And didn't get all of that one. Schindel with a pretty easy stop there, one of the easier ones that she's had today. She's been very busy. Raptors have had a lot of shots on goal. Lochin. Sweeney with a pretty ball. Barrios battling for it. Wins it. Oh, great defensive play there by Erica Thompson. She may have saved a goal. Barrios really battled. There's a good look at Stephanie. Stephanie is a freshman from Rockville High School. Here's another look at that. And just an excellent play there by Erica Thompson. Here comes Webb. He had an excellent game today. Raptors have played one of their best matches of the season. And there's Benzoff. Oh. There's the kick. Oh boy, she just could not get herself in the proper position. That's number 21, Amelia Schmeider, who has 7 goals on the season. Just couldn't quite get her body turned to get a lot of force behind that kick. Take a look at it. Benzoff with a nice center ball, but Schneider just couldn't quite get all of it. It's one of the better attacks that Hagerstown has had here in the second half. Nice steal there by Earls, but it goes out of bounds. Mary Earls, another one of the graduating sophomores for the Raptors. Been a real mainstay on this for this program the last 2 seasons. Good look at number 5, Sophia Galvin for Hagerstown. Incidental contact. Venegas went down hard. Raptors reset. Ziegler. Come again, Oliver.
Bring it down! Bring it! Bring it! Bring the ball! Bring the ball! Bring it! Bring the ball down! Bring it! Keep bringing it!
Knocked out by McSeany. Strada came out of there hard. Oh, lofted it in. Number 2. Alexis Linetti just lofted that ball and got it over the head of Estrada. And there was nothing Estrada could do. So Alexis Linetti, who is the second leading scorer on the team, I might add, with her 10th goal of the match to tie it at 3. And that kind of came out of nowhere. Raptors had been dominating on the offensive end, even though they only had 1 goal to show for it. They were in control. And now we are tied at 3 with just over 10 minutes to go. Raptors on the attack. It just shows you how quickly things can turn in soccer. Raptors had been thoroughly outplaying Hagerstown so far in the second half. Hagerstown had very few, 1 or 2 shots on goal perhaps. And then Linetti just lofts one from way outside the 18. And that'll be a goal kick for the Raptors. Three to 3, 9 minutes to go. Shot wide of the mark there by Peyton Miller. So we do need to, at this point with a tie score and 8 minutes left, we do need to give you a little idea what would happen should we end regulation in a tie. A couple of years ago, the NJCAA adopted the new NCAA overtime rules for soccer, and it's a mandatory, 2 mandatory 10-minute periods. So there's no sudden death involved. It's 2 mandatory 10-minute periods. Despite the fact that, let's say, one team scores 2 goals in that first 10-minute period, it's still not over until the second one is over. Should we then play 20 minutes of extra soccer and still be tied? Then we go to PKs, penalty kicks. We're not saying this will happen. Some will say they hope it doesn't happen. But if it does, that is the way the game will go. And we're getting to that point where the tie is beginning to look like a possibility. And I'm thinking of certain, oh, there's a breakaway. Can Barrios get to it first? She does. And oh my goodness, she got all of that one with a real nice move. But again, Schindel got a fan down here who is apparently wants to be an official. You may have heard what he yelled. He didn't change the official's mind, despite his protests otherwise. There we go again. Wochin. Got an open lane and puts it in. Kendra Wochin, all by herself, puts the Raptors on top with 5:31 to go in the match. That is her 4th goal of the match. Got some very demonstrative fans down here. He's insisting that he is correct. So Kendra Wochin puts the Raptors on top with a beautiful goal. Just an absolute piece of art. That's her 4th goal of the afternoon.
5 minutes remaining in the match. 5 minutes remaining in the match.
And this is Amelia Schmeider with the corner. Dangerous situation. Keep your eyes on Benzoff. Can't get to it. Benzoff's probably the tallest player out there. Certainly one of. It'll be Raptors ball on a foul. .4:15 to go in the match. Raptors on top. Again, the winner advances to the regional finals this coming Tuesday, right here at Montgomery College. Again, to repeat, Montgomery College is hosting the regional championships for both men's and women's soccer and the regional championship for volleyball. MC, in case you missed it, MC's volleyball team advanced today to the semifinals. They took Carroll Community College in 3 straight sets. And they will play in the semifinals tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock right here at Montgomery College, and we will be here for that match. So you can join me at 11 o'clock for that match, and then later in the day at 4 o'clock, you can join us for the tournament final, the regional tournament final. And we will be there regardless of who is in the final. If the seeds follow as they should, Hartford is the #1 seed in volleyball. Montgomery College is the #2 seed in volleyball in the region. So if things proceed according to chalk, the Raptors and Hartford should meet in that final tomorrow afternoon. But who knows? Raptors on the attack again, taking their time. As Barrios tried to lead Salvador. Good look at Natalie Salvador, #2. Has battled a lot of knee injuries this year. Raptors are going to have a corner now. Stephanie Barrios will take it. Raptors would love nothing better than an insurance goal. They're up 4-3. There it is. Oh, good effort there by Wochin. She had a header for a goal off a corner earlier this half. They tried it again, but she just missed the mark, just wide. We just got word that in that other quarterfinal match today between Hagerstown and Potomac State, Hagerstown is up 2-0 and is leading in the third. So could very well be another Montgomery College Hagerstown matchup tomorrow, but this time in volleyball. And again, that's tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on MCTV as well as streaming. Oh, Estrada. 39 seconds to go. The Raptors in no hurry now. Down to 27 seconds. And they're just going to let that one go out for another goal kick as the clock continues to run. Raptors in no hurry.
9, 8, 7,
We're into the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that is it. The Montgomery College Raptors come from behind to take this one, and look at that celebration at midfield as the Raptors come from behind on 4 goals by Kendra Wochin to beat Hagerstown 4-3. So what a win for the Raptors. In a way, you got to call that a bit of an upset. The Raptors came in as the lower seed. They had also lost to Hagerstown during the regular season, 6-4. So this is a heck of a win for Montgomery College and head coach Licia Holzendorf as they pull it out and beat Hagerstown 3-2. Great match, excellent match, and I'll tell you what, the fans got their money's worth today. So once again, the Raptors win. There's Kendra Wochin. She's overcome by emotion. She's hugged by her coach, Licia Holzendorf. And we love these pictures by our great camera crew here. as the Raptors celebrate moving on to the finals. Again, they will play in the regional final match this coming Tuesday right here at Montgomery College against the number 1 seed in the region, the Hartford Fighting Owls. So for everyone, there's a good look at Kendra Wochin. She is just overcome with emotion, and who can blame her? What a match. What a match. This is definitely, without a doubt, the best I have seen the Montgomery College women's soccer team play this year, and what an effort. Great effort. So we're going to take a quick break. I want to remind you that at 4 o'clock we'll be right back here for the men's regional final. The men's regional final between Montgomery College and Hartford. Again, that's coming up in just under an hour. So we'll see you back here at 4 o'clock for that one. Until then, once again, the Montgomery College Raptors women's team takes the match 4-3 over Hagerstown. They move on to the regional finals this coming Tuesday. For everybody on the MCTV crew, we'll see you back here at 4 o'clock.